And now on to a very serious occasion, and one certainly that we see taking place every year, the annual 16 Days of Activism for No Violence Against Women and Children. That campaign starts today. Now, this will be launched in Rustenburg under the theme 30 Years of Advancing Collective Action to End Violence Against Women and Children. Let's cross over to our reporter who's covering this event for us, Sentleeng Lehihi. Sentleeng, what do we expect today?
Good morning to you, Leanne, and our viewers. Indeed, on this International Day of No Violence Against Women, we find ourselves in Rustenburg, an area that has become a melting pot of various cultures and ethnical identities. You know, this is a result of the major influx of people who have come here for various job opportunities. But the issues of poverty and the lack of job opportunities have then exacerbated, conditions that contribute to, gender-based violence and femicide. You remember that the importance of this here national event coming to this province is quite significant. Just last week, the province saw headlines of, a 33-year-old man who, unfortunately brutally killed both his parents and his sister. This is telling of this scourge, described by our president as the second pandemic facing this country, particularly women and children. But to have a better understanding, let us hear from the women who reside in this area. I'm going to speak to one of the residents who was just walking by. Mewaka, I know gore khale ke go beile o itlhaganetse. O le mme wa renka kgang e ya gender based violence le gore maitlhomo a 16 days a tota a dira go lekane go lwantshana le leroborobo le le baganeng bana le bomme.
Ga ke bone ba dira go lekane because ka gore bana le basadi ba bolwa mo lefatshe le lefane mo Rustenburg ga nne puso e ka ira gore batho ba ba bolayang batho bana ba se ke ba ntshiwa ka bail ba bontshiwe gore so se ba se dirang ga se sone ba tswalelwe ba se ke ba tlhola ba dira so seo le ba leng kwa ntle ba itse gore ga re ka be ra ira so seo re tlo tswalela mo teng ga toronko.
She's explaining to us there, a call for more stringent action and prosecution against those who face such allegations of gender-based violence or femicide. She's explaining to us there that she believes that this new regulations need to be implemented more stringently and also calling for no bail for such perpetrators. This brings to question, what then happens to those who face false accusations. Now let's speak to one of the other residents. Ntate, please tell me your full name and what has happened in your instance and the plea that you are making. What do we do in the case of false accusations?
Oh yeah, it was so painful. Rustenburg. It was so painful. Last year on the 19th, I got arrested. I got arrested for wrongfully being accused of abusing a woman, and which I did not do. Spent 1 month and 20 days inside a prison cell, and it was so painful. I felt like the state is failing me at some point because we abuse this men and we keep quiet. We keep quiet and it only eats us inside. So from my side, I feel like the state is just failing us men and protecting more women, I'm listening to their stories without even listening to our stories, you understand? So yeah, I feel like the state is just failing us men. Yes.
Absolutely. Another side of the coin. We speak about the gender-based violence, the scourge that's facing women and children. Just one example of the Northwest Province, Taung, having experienced a triple murder, both parents and one female, they killed by their own relative. But then questions around what then happens to those who face false accusations. Is there any recourse for them? There are calls for the state to better recognize their plight as well. But we anticipate that, in the next hour, we'll see many people start converging here at the Rustenburg taxi rank. We'll see the minister there leading a walkabout with the community here to raise awareness of this plight and ensure that, everybody is not left behind and understands, the severity of this scourge against women and children. From then on, we anticipate that at about 10, 11 o'clock, the formal program at the Rustenburg Civic Center will kickstart, and we'll see a keynote address there by the Deputy President and his signing of a pledge, to ensure that there's better collaborated efforts to fight the scourge of gender-based violence.
All right, Sentleeng, thank you very much. Sentleeng Lehihi covering the launch of the 16 Days of Activism for No Violence Against Women and Children, and that's in Rustenburg. We'll continue to cross in with her.